Hi, this is author-philosopher Ronald E. Springer of EthicsUnderground.com here to continue the reading of Moral Armor, Chapter 8, Part 38, Insanity and Suicide. Please hit like and subscribe before we dive in. Neurosis is the confused mental state resulting from an attempt to work with illogical connections, by choice or error. Its honest side is driven by inexperience attempting to utilize a corrupt moral or societal structure, which exclaims that the unreal is possible and that the unjust is moral. Its dishonest side is the unwillingness to accept the cause and effect relationship of honestly linked ideas, attributes, and actions, which serve the purpose of our cognitive function, life's furtherance. Neurotic anxiety is the result, being trapped with the unrewarded effort of nothing working, yet refusing to acknowledge and remedy the cause, with no end to the torture in sight. A spirit murderer is a neurotic from the word go, but just as self-made man advances throughout life with true commitment, the spirit murderer has levels to graduate to as well. This is what lies beyond. The anguish of investing so much in his view and reaching nothing he had dreamt of takes its toll. All of the creative fraud, all of the intimidating triumphs, all of the predatory scavenging, the whole of his effort in life were hollow material victories and outright spiritual failures. There is no pride in fooling fools, in consuming what couldn't be earned honestly, or in sneering at those above. Tearing them down did not make him great. There is no monument to him, and there never will be. It was all for nothing. He has wasted his life and destroyed his relationships. He has brought no joy to others, only strain, distrust, and one mess to clean up after another. No one really loves him. He can sense what his presence does to others. No good feelings are left, and they would prefer to avoid his ordeals. If it wasn't for altruistic injustice, he could never have gotten away with so much. At times he feels so desperately guilty for those he's hurt. The shame is unbearable, and he can no longer face anyone. His pain is limitless and flows in all directions, as do his regrets. He lives a life that is worse than worthless, as it brings others nothing but losses and torment. With self-hatred as his only objective evidence, he realizes they should hate him, but it is hard to continue apologizing for actions he cannot stop. He sees the poverty, devastation, and unhappiness around him. He knows he caused it, and worse, he knows this is all his future will hold. No pot of gold, no rainbow, only emotional stillness, the shameful rot of decay, and in his worst moments, a jail cell. Unable to control the urge to commit his atrocities, there seems only one solution: kill the source. With one less roving predator, humanity would certainly be better off. Given his lifelong stance against honest effort and the monumental commitment necessary to change, reform is an almost impossible alternative. He would have to start over and face all he has run from day one. Once again, he is tempted to take the easy way out, but this time it is in the best interest of all, and outside of reform, the only redemptive action left to him. Another alternative is a total commitment to non-identity, insanity. Upon reaching the breakdown of living futility caused by anti-concepts accepted so completely that he can no longer move, he sees himself in the open for the first time and recognizes the true nature of his goal. His terror of the actual world is so total that to completely abandon his rationale is his only relief and last escape. Ferociously unwilling to surrender, he clings to his illusions and drops the rest, and implodes into his own inner darkness. For the first time in his life, he knows calm, a peace broken by any contact with reality. With this choice, he moves from neurosis to psychosis, incapable of life-furthering action, unsafe for others to encounter, and unsafe alone. Of course, by premise, he wasn't safe to begin with, but his actions become simple, obvious, and blatantly destructive. He can be friendly and semi-coherent in one moment and whirl to kill you in the next. There is no dividing line any longer, no reason, no structure, nothing left uncorrupted. His eyes can relax out of focus, his face can relax. There is no concern for him to hide his choice now. Now his senses are invalid. He shifts in and out of coherency. Some elements connect, most do not. Now his mind is useless. There is no conscience, no plan, no motive save evasion. He can no longer build. All constructive elements and all structure above are lost. He sees only what he wants to see. He has accepted non-identity as on par with identity, giving it equal footing, and takes action on either without regard for the intermediate filter of identification. Sensory perception no longer comes first. The senses are no longer counseled as to the factual existence of entities, their attributes, or his setting. He has dropped the difference, the line between imagination and fact, allowing his mind to see and interact with illusions as if real. This is the abandonment of cognitive structure, the containment and restraint of sanity, which the neurotic drops into now and again, believing he can force his issues. Psychotic behavior is the depth of his inverted pinnacles, from which he returns to a less vile neurotic medium. It is what they call temporary insanity, believing it not to be a normal pattern of action for him. It is, and one day he won't return. Evaporation of the line between pride and guilt, between right and wrong, between thought and wish, is the goal of unconditional love, self-sacrificial slavery, and the injustice of any mercy towards evil they've ever touted. It is the state to which they wish to bring you, and the sum of all they have to offer. This is where it leads. They're holy, non-profit, non-material. Everyone is his brother's keeper. No one is responsible for themselves. Life should be free, morality, straight to disaster. This is irrationality matured in its full and final form. Yours was the code of life. What then is theirs? Atlas shrugged. In the final analysis, there are the men who live and the men who fight to stop it. You can see it in their faces, submitting to malice, to pain, to their own death, embracing instead of fighting what they know to be wrong, what they know to be contrary to life. Yet in defiance of all they know and can confirm, they wear the proper expression of the ultimate negation of mind, a pure, robust terror, complete in its final intention, murder, insanity, or suicide. Most criminals and mental patients fit this profile, and at the extreme end, up in jail, institutionalized, or in the graveyard. The rest, whose existence tarnishes our civilizations, are just different degrees away from these. The sacrificial offerings of altruism as an ideal society. These are the elements of cannibal insanity, not a higher mode of life. To the spirit murderers I say, you came into this world with dreams. You cowered into the role of an agent for evil. Instead of making an honest attempt to achieve, you gave in and became a killer of dreams. You run and hide the truth of your murderous plans even from yourself in a desperate quest for personal identity. We know the truth. No one is impressed with what you're doing. Your intentions are not noble. No matter whom you stop, rob, maim, or kill, by these means you will never be worshipped, wanted, or loved. By your own choice and hand, you destroy life. Congratulations, you're nothing. I know we are a serious threat to you. We are and will be until you let go of the fear and free yourself of illusions. It is not us that you must kill. It is the dead controlling the living within you that must be eradicated. If you don't seek your dreams, you become a vacuum that sucks the dreams out of the rest to balance pressures. I'm going to take your victims away from you and let you collapse. Your vacuum of relaxed morals loses for you the moral men and draws in the immoral. Your world will become all cannibals with the same bag of tricks and no innocent food left to fall for them. That is the reward for the life you have chosen. That was its goal. Your altruist cannibalism is impotent. Being stillborn in premise, it has no existence, no life. Seen in the open, it will lose world influence once and for all and will make no further advance. I've set out to take your power. The spirit-destroying motives you've used to fill the void caused by your own spiritual emptiness. My generators will take back every form of control you have over the living world. You're not even a danger anymore, just a momentary annoyance like a mosquito, bringing nothing but irritation, to be swatted or incarcerated, whatever is necessary to isolate ourselves from the misery you cause. Your premises are powerless. Reform or starve. The game is up, brother. That's all for now, completing our exploration of a spirit murderer's individual approach to cognition. Next up is Chapter 9, Parasitical Relationships. I split these videos up by subject so you'd have a better chance of finding moral armor, and then perhaps go through the whole thing for free. Why? To help create a leader in every life. Sound civilization stair-steps up from sound coherence to sound individual, to productive groups of mature individuals. Self-hatred drives fear-driven people in our world to wipe out the individual, so we all need moral armor to protect ourselves and the future of mankind. Click subscribe and leave a thumbs up if you'd like to help wipe out moral confusion fast and make the world a better place.